Hello everybody, this is PC Windows Online. In this video I'm just going to try and get new users of PCs to come to actual Linux or Ubuntu. I'm doing this because I think Ubuntu's come a long way since 10.10 or 10.4. 11.4 is like the best one I think yet, and I can't wait for 11.10 to come out, which is coming out soon in October. So this is going to be quite a long video, just explaining why, off this web page as well, why you should go to Ubuntu. Now, if you get a new laptop, which you've got now, and you're probably watching this video on it, it's probably running Windows 7. Now, Windows 7 is ultimately better than Vista, obviously, but it still has its downfalls. I had downfalls with it when it was running on my PC and the video drivers wasn't working, or if I installed it into a new operating system, the Internet driver wasn't working, or the wireless card wasn't working, or something wasn't working, because you need to download drivers onto your Windows PC to make it work properly. Now, this can take hours to find the right components which will work with your PC with Windows, but what Ubuntu does straight away out of the box, it gets all the drivers. I don't know how they do it, but they've done it. But it gets all the drivers onto a 700 megabyte CD, and Windows is a 3 gigabyte CD DVD. So you can see the differences there. You would think that it was the other way around, really, but it isn't. So they have hardware support is better than you think. In the last year, they've added hardware devices to our system, and all supported out of the box with zero driver installations or reboots, no free party downloads, truly plug in and play. So with Ubuntu, if you get like a new printer or anything, you don't need the trouble of getting the CD out for the printer or any device you have and putting it in your computer. This is better, I think, for netbooks, because if you have a netbook, there is no DVD drive on it. So how are you going to install the drivers for the printer for the netbook? You can go online and get them, but that'll take ages, as I've just explained a minute ago. So as he's noted here, you've got your HD printer, scanner, copier, fax, they'll all work, and memory card slots will all work. I've actually installed Ubuntu on 3 machines, and they've all been successful so far, and everything will work with them. All my audio drivers, all my displays, everything will work with the thing I've installed it on. So Logitech USB headset, so obviously that works with him. The audio and everything works with that. Bluetooth dongles, so if you buy it from a shop or a store near you, you want a Bluetooth to sync with your phone to put it to your Ubuntu machine, then it will be simple. You just plug it in and it'll be working straight away without installing anything. So that's how good Ubuntu does it. We don't need to know the remote control, but it's just the same thing. 3G dongle. Now, I was thinking that the 3D dongle wouldn't work because you need to look at your how much you're using, your data, but it does. It works seamlessly. And if you still want to know how much you're using on the internet, then you need to go and install Wine, which is really simple, and then run it off there, which I'll show you in another video. USB, Apple Ethernet adapter. So it'll work even on an Apple computer. So if you have an Apple out there and you're sick of using Apple, or something wrong with your Apple, you can just go and install off a USB or a CD Ubuntu and see if it'll work on that, because in most cases it will. Your Nintendo Wii USB Internet driver, adapter, and the list goes on. So you can see it's all working with all the adapters and everything you plug into your laptop or PC in Ubuntu. Now, I would really like to do a test of side by side the same computer and try and install stuff on it and see how quick it would, Ubuntu would win hands down in that area. And so access to more than 4 GB of RAM on our 32-bit install out of the box. So if you was running, let's say, XP or Vista or Windows 7, if you have a 32-bit system, now this might be a bit complicated for some people, but some people do actually know this. If you have a 32-bit operating system, then you're not allowed any more than 4 GB of RAM on your system. It will not allow you, and it'll probably crash or something. It will not work. But with Ubuntu and the Linux-based operating system, you can do this, and it's really easy to do it. All you need to do is just plug it in and you're ready to go. And that's what is basically said there. But I would recommend switching to 64-bit in Ubuntu to get even more RAM on it. Also, you can easily create a beautiful bootable function operating system on a USB stick. That's actually inside the program. There's actually a program called Startup Disk. In Windows 8 now they're incorporating this into it because a lot of people use it, but Ubuntu had it first, so obviously Windows 8 is copied off Ubuntu. Just let's go down. You can also find out where the file has come from, which we don't really need to know about. That's more technical. So they also email you if you've got any updates or anything. So let's keep going through it. So what else there is? There is an update manager, which is quicker than, I would say, very quicker than Windows 7 update. That requires you to restart your computer. With Ubuntu, you don't have to restart it if you don't want to. A box will not come up and go, you need to restart your computer in 10 minutes or it'll just go down. That's happened to me before in Windows 7. I was trying to I was doing a Word document and some other work on my laptop, and it did show me that box. It hid under another window, so I didn't see it. So then it actually shut the whole machine down on me and I lost all my work. So that was great from Windows 7. That was super. I lost all my work and I had to start all over again. That really miffed me off. So that's another thing about Ubuntu. These are all technical on this site now. Fixing bugs and stuff. You can now actually contribute to the Ubuntu side of it. You can actually send them stuff to them and say, oh, this is wrong with it, I've got this wrong. They did do that in XP, but they don't do it with Windows 7 anymore in Windows. And right, I'm going to make some up now, which I think are quite important, which he's not mentioned in this site. No viruses is a big one to people which want to switch. Big contribution. Because there's no viruses at all, because nobody wants to make a virus for Linux, but people want to make a virus for Windows and Microsoft because some people hate them because they think they've got a monopoly over the whole operating system side of it. So that's the virus side of it. There's no viruses, so don't worry about your data getting lost. Also, it's very secure. If you don't think Linux is secure, you think wrong, because it's the securest, if that's a word, operating system. I think you can actually make it even more secure by going into somewhere. You can also customize it hell of a lot. In Unity interface, which is this, it looks exactly like the Windows 7, but the Windows 7 is at the bottom here, the Unity is at the side here, so it'll be quick for you to go around it and seamlessly as well. Once you boot up the machine, it'll only take about 10 seconds compared to Windows Vista or Windows 7, which takes about, I don't know, 40 seconds, and everything will work. Once it pops up with this screen here, everything will work. Your wireless driver, your sound and stuff like that. Also, you have built into it is lots of software. You need to download or install any software like Microsoft Word. You don't need to pay for Microsoft Word because you've got LibreOffice, Writer, Calculator, and Impress, which is like PowerPoint. So there we go, you do not need any software, and I can just go through the software now. I've not actually downloaded any software or installed any software on this machine yet, so you can actually see how much they actually include in the 700 megabyte disk that you download. So as you can see, you have all this you have, and then you can even download even more for free. All you do for this is click this button here, and that's the Ubuntu Software Center. It's like the Mac store based thing, and it's really useful to do. Also, you have the Ubuntu One, which gives you, it's like SkyDrive on the Windows Live format. It's like that, but it also is free. If you just open it to show you. You can actually get 5 megabytes now. It's not 2, it's 5 on the Ubuntu One. What that does is put your files into the cloud. Cloud computing means that it's going into a server somewhere else and it's being saved there, so it's very secure, and you can get all your files from there. And what it does is send it through the internet, and your files will be saved in a server in Ubuntu somewhere. So that is very handy to have. You can also pay for more megabytes, obviously. Everything is really the same. So if we go into the Explorer, whatever this is called, it's called the home folder. So if we go into this, it's exactly the same as the Windows format. You can also change to go into different things. Icon view, pictures, it's the exact same thing. Documents, the exact same thing. Desktop. The only quite a bit of difference is plugging something in. If you plug a USB in, which I'm going to do now, so I'm just going to plug it in. So I plugged it in now, and there we go, it flashes up already. But a window doesn't pop out like Windows does. It doesn't pop out and go, what do you want to do with this? And you have 30 seconds to decide. What it does is just put it on the desktop and also put it in the launcher side of it here. So you can click both of them, you can click one or the other, you can click that one, it does the exact same thing. And there you go, there's your pen drive. That was very simple to open and very effective. So if you don't need to uninstall any drivers, you just pull it out and there it's gone, and all your files will be just the same as they were. There's also one big difference with Ubuntu, and a very big advantage, is this. It's workspace switcher. Now this is very effective if you've got loads of windows open. You can put them in different ones. So if I said I had Firefox here, just drag that down, they're out there, open the switcher, and you can pull it to that one, that one, that one, or that one. It's very handy. It's just exactly like Mac. Just minimize that and it'll go to the side here. The also good feature about Ubuntu is when you put it to full screen like that, this little docky area here will actually go, so you've actually got a full screen application showing up at you. Also, another built-in thing what they've put in 11.4 was the snap feature what was put into Windows 7. Now they copied this idea off at Microsoft, and you can snap, and snap, which I really like because I really liked that feature in Windows 7. Snap. So there we go. I don't think there's anything else I could include in this. I just think the whole system actually runs a lot faster without Windows on it. As you can see here, I'm actually recording this screen with a recorder, so I've got two CPUs, and it's not running. It's running about half of the CPU. If this was in Windows XP, it was what I had on this computer. It was actually 100%, which was quite daunting to me. Memory's not that bad either. It's only using 300 megabytes, so that's quite good. It also shows my internet here and shows me what internet I'm actually downloading and uploading. That's really useful to use. And you've also got loads of shortcuts and everything to Ubuntu. If you press the Windows key, that'll give you this menu. If you do workspace, you hold down the Windows key and S to get your different workspace. There's loads of keys out there. If you go and research Ubuntu keys or shortcut keys, so there's also loads of things like that. So if you have on your laptop a button to put your volume up or down, you can also do this in Ubuntu. It's also built in. This little pop-up will come up here and it will show you your volume bar. You can also mute it as well, so like that, and you can unmute it as well. Ubuntu is very what can I call it, customizable. Well, it was more I can't give the word, but it's more like you can make it your own. So you can change the background desktop if you want. So I downloaded this one, so you can change that. You can also change the fonts to be bigger if you can't see them properly. You can also change the theme if you don't like the theme. I'm just gonna go with the default one anyway. So there's lots of these. I wouldn't say exactly the same as Windows, but it is nearly there. It is so near, and it's so easy for new users to get used to it. Now, if you're thinking now, what if there's a program that doesn't run on Linux or Ubuntu? Then you have this program called Wine. Now, this is in the Ubuntu Software Center. I've already downloaded it and installed it. All you just type in is just Wine, and you can see I've already downloaded it. Now what this does is emulates the Windows, I think it's XP, inside of the Ubuntu operating system. So I've showed you one before which was Spotify, and it ran inside of Ubuntu because it was actually running with Windows. It was running with Windows inside of Ubuntu, if that makes sense to you. So that's how you can get Windows programs to run in Ubuntu, which is really simple. You can also bring up a virtual machine through VirtualBox and run it through there, which is quite simple to do as well. There's also one program I will just mention now that doesn't work in Ubuntu. This is Gabaroid. If you know what Gabaroid is, if you don't know what Gabaroid is, go and search it. It's an actual downloader for videos and stuff that does not work in here. I've tried everything to make it work and it doesn't. What else you have in Ubuntu is, if you have a lot of contacts in your MSN and you're wondering how do I get on my MSN, all you do is set up a broadcast account. Now this is built inside of Ubuntu, so you can have your Twitter, Facebook or anything like that, and you can add them. So I'm going to add one. Now I'm going to add my Twitter. So I'm going to add my Twitter here. Authorize. So now you need to authorize it, you need to sign in. I'm just going to put that microphone down for just 1 second. And there we go. Your Twitter account is actually in with the Ubuntu size of it now. And there we go. Close that. And there you go. You have different pop-ups now which will pop up and tell you what's going on. So there you go. Somebody said something. Messages. I can look at all my messages. They'll just pop up in a window now. There we go. All built inside of Ubuntu. You don't need to download anything or install anything. It's just there. For my pleasure. You can also tweet something, so there we go, and send that, and there we go. I've just sent something, I just tweeted something, so I can close out of that. And when I've got a message or anything's been updated on my Twitter account or Facebook, this little envelope here will turn blue, as you can see. So I've got messages here, and you can also go down to here and select Facebook or Twitter. So there we go. That's built inside of Ubuntu, so you don't need to install anything. It's just built in there anyway. So now you're thinking, what if you're like, if you make videos or stuff? I wouldn't recommend using Ubuntu for using video editing or anything, but the software you do have installed onto your Ubuntu operating system is this software here. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to embarrass myself by pronouncing it, but it's a lot like Windows Movie Maker. But there's another one out there which is better than this, called OpenShot. You can search that in the Ubuntu Software Center. Yes, it's just really simple. Just add videos in there by doing that, and that's simple. But I wouldn't recommend getting and putting it on putting Ubuntu on your operating system if you're really like a developer of videos and video editing and stuff like that, because I don't think Ubuntu is for you, because you'll run into a lot of problems with Ubuntu while doing that. So I think that's about it for now. If you do want to go and download Ubuntu, I'm just going to show you how to now. In Google or in Firefox or in Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, just type in Ubuntu in your search bar. Press enter. Now usually it should be the first one, homepage Ubuntu. Just press that, and what you need to do now is you need to just go along across here and press download. Now you have loads of options here. Don't be daunted by the loads of writing and stuff. You can read through it, but I'm just going to explain it now. So the download and install button here will download it to your drive, which could be Apple, Mac, or it could be Windows. And what you need to do is actually get a software to actually burn the ISO file to a CD. Now this is the most complicated way for new users, but it will show you through the steps on how to do it. So here we go. It shows you all the steps how you can do it through there. What else you have is try it from a CD or USB stick. Now this is the most easiest way, I think, through the USB, because it with the CD it takes quite a bit to install, but with the USB stick it's quite simple. Now you have three options here. You can do it through Windows, Mac, or Ubuntu. So you can do it through Windows, which will show you how to do it through Windows, which I usually do. Through Mac, which is a bit more harder, I would think. You need to put loads of codes in and stuff. Or Ubuntu, which is quite simple as well, as you can see. Or the most simplest method in the whole world is run it with Windows side by side. So you can test it side by side with Windows, and what you need to do is just click start download. It'll come up with this program for you, and you need to just go through the steps, and that is the simplest way of doing it, I think, so far. So that's how you download and install Ubuntu. And once you're there, you need to actually, you'll be prompted with this program here, Update Manager. It's going to say I don't need to install any updates because I've already installed them. But with this version of Ubuntu, you need to install these updates, because that's what's going to make your system a bit faster than the rest. So once you've done that, you need to go to the Ubuntu Software Center, because you will be using Flash content quite a lot if you're watching YouTube videos or play games on Facebook. So what you need to do is search in the box Flash, and you need to go down to the second one and click this. Don't listen to the star ratings because they're not true. It does actually work quite well. And so the installer for your Adobe Flash Player plugin for Mozilla. and that's for this browser here, and that will allow you to play your YouTube videos. And I think that's about it. Then you can get up and running and do stuff on Ubuntu. You can open Word documents. And there we go, you can type in whatever you want. Remember, this is compatible with sorry about that, I've got a real bad cold. This is compatible with Microsoft Office. So thank you for watching this video again. This was just a video to show users, well, new users of Windows to come and join the revolution in Ubuntu. Lots of people have been recommending Ubuntu, so why don't you try it out? I would really recommend that you do try it out and tell me what you think in the comments below. And to rate, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time, hopefully when my voice is a bit better. And also follow me on Twitter to see new updates of the Ubuntu software side of things, and also Windows 8 and Windows 7. So thank you for watching again, and I'll see you next time.